Hi guys. I have a story for you all, so get comfortable, grab a snack or something, and let me tell you a wonderful story that you are gonna just love the ending to. Like, seriously, it's a great story, okay? I got married when I was 19, and I got married to Emin Calleiro. You guys know him, you've seen him before, and Emin is and always has been and always will be a musician. When I met him, his pickup line for me was that he was a musician. Like, he was like, hey, do you like pop punk music? And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, oh, I have a band, you should listen to it. And like, he got my Instagram, he got my number, he sent me his songs. We were 18 years old and I didn't know him and I didn't care. Like, I was just listening to some random music. I was expecting it to be really bad, but I was like, wait, this is actually really good. And he ended up inviting me to a concert of his, like, shortly after that. And it was at this tiny ass venue in Nashville, Tennessee. There was like 5 people there because he didn't have any fans, obviously, and he was opening for some random artist. And I didn't even like him that much. Like, I was just going because I was free and he was nice and I kind of liked his music, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go, like, that's fine. And I was blown away. Like, I watched him perform and I was like, holy shit, like, he was so entertaining and I was shocked. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to like a boring ass concert, but I find most concerts boring. Like, I think most performers, especially teenagers, like, they just stand on the stage and they're like, how y'all doing tonight? All right, next song. And then they like play the next song and it sucks. I hate it. I hate so many concerts because they're always bad. But this was different. And also, this wasn't his first show. Like, he was trying to do music since he was 14. So he had done tons of local shows like previously to like 10 people, you know, in houses around Florida, around Nashville. And that's part of the reason why he was so good at performing and why I was so impressed with him. But anyway, from that moment, literally the moment I saw him perform, the night I saw him perform, I was in love with him. Like, I was obsessed because I was so attracted to the fact that he was so good at performing. And like, he instantly became 100 times more attractive to me. Men, if you're watching, take notes. We got really close after that. We started dating. He was just going on and off with his music. So I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're trying to start a music career, it's like really, really hard to make money. It's virtually impossible actually to make money off of music. And most artists start out and most of them end their career actually making no money, like none at all. They all have to have jobs to support this music career. Like, all of their money goes towards the music because it costs money to produce music, to mix it, to do shows, to travel, to sell merch. Like, you have to have money to have a music career. So it's tough. And Emin, my then 18-year-old boyfriend, was kind of on and off doing it. He was living in his mom's house. He was super passionate about it, but like, it's hard to do. It's not an easy thing. And obviously he's not going to be some successful musician at the age of 18. But I really saw something in him and I was like, this guy is so passionate and he was such a good performer and his music was so good. And so I didn't really question it. I was like, yeah, I mean, he might be on and off doing it because it's hard. And you know, he was getting 9-to-5 jobs here and there because he had to make money. He was struggling a lot with mental health. Like, when we first started dating, he got hit with the worst depression of his life. But I was like, you know what? I think one day he's gonna do it. And when I say do it, I just mean like one day he's gonna succeed, because becoming a successful musician takes so much work and time and effort. And so I just knew that at some point, all of his hard work was gonna pay off. And that's what I mean when I say one day he's gonna do it. And so you can see what people would think when we got engaged at the age of 19. Everybody was like, Dani, what the hell are you doing? Because when you get married, people, especially your parents, especially those older than you who are close to you, they get concerned that you're gonna marry somebody who's a loser, a deadbeat. You know, they're just gonna sit on the couch and take all your money and divorce you. And me, being somebody who was on YouTube and had a savings account and like had been working since I was 10, people thought that Emin was taking advantage of me. They literally all told me I shouldn't get married. It's a horrible idea. He has no money. I'm gonna be the breadwinner. God forbid a woman be the one who brings in the money for the house. Like, that's a nightmare. You know, we live in a patriarchal society. Men have to make money, right? And again, like I said before, it's really, really hard to make money as a musician unless you're super famous. So there's this weird thing where people will judge musicians for not having money yet. And then when they finally become successful, it's like, yeah, you're awesome. But like, they didn't support them when they didn't have money, when they weren't successful. It's so dumb. But anyway, I ignored the comments. I really didn't care. I had no doubt that he was gonna do it. Even he questioned it. Like, there was even like a solid year of our relationship where he was convinced that he was just gonna help me with my YouTube channel. We were gonna do our couple's YouTube channel. Like, he thought he was gonna do social media instead of pursuing music because he was battling his own brain and his mental health so much and struggling with being motivated and actually getting himself to full-time pursue music. And so he just thought that it might be easier because he was actually really good at helping me. But time after time for the next, 2 years, because we've been together for 3 years now, I told him no. Like, don't get a job. Don't try to do something else. I really don't want to see you give up on your dream. And my YouTube channel was making enough money to pay our bills. And I told him to just trust me. Like, I just want to hear you writing songs. I just want to see you like going to the studio. If we have to go to LA, like let's go to LA. We'll find money to do it, because we were living in Nashville at the time. And he was depressed. He was struggling with mental health. It's scary to try, you know? It's scary to use your wife's money to fund this career that you don't even know is gonna work out. Like, all of it was scary, but he finally started recording music in like the end of 2020. So he wrote this one song called Deadbeat. It was a really good song. And then a couple months later, in early 2021, he wrote a couple more songs, and they were super, super good. Like, shockingly good. Like, when I heard them, I was like, oh my God, if the world hears these songs, I know they're gonna like them as much as I like them right now. So he starts putting out TikToks. He starts trying to promote the songs, because that's what you do on the internet. You post them on TikTok, and he actually got one of them to catch. So him and I posted a video on TikTok about the song Deadbeat that I mentioned, and it got like 1 million views. And that was crazy, because he was a nothing, nobody band. Like, he was posting covers on YouTube, and he had like a few thousand subscribers, and it was going well, but like, it was nothing crazy, and it was nothing sustainable. It was just like some people were starting to pay attention to him. But with this TikTok, it got his song to like, I think a couple 100,000 streams, which is a lot. Like, that's definitely a lot. But the thing with the internet is that just because you get a couple 100,000 streams on a song doesn't mean that you're gonna have a career after that. Like, those people could love that one song and never listen to anything again. So a couple months went by after Deadbeat was going well, and then he decided to release his next song called I Hope You're Happy. And he released this in September of 2021. He released a song, it got a few thousand streams. It didn't get as much as Deadbeat, because like I said, just because one song blows up doesn't mean your other songs are gonna do well too. And it was kind of getting like a couple thousand, like maybe 1,000 streams a day, which is super good for a band that has no fans. But like, he really wanted it to do more, and I believed that it could do a lot more, but it wasn't. And so normally you would just, you know, push it a little bit harder, keep trying, like, don't give up. But like I said before, Emin struggles with depression, and depression doesn't really discriminate. Like, even if your life is going pretty well, you can still get hit with a wave of it and want to do literally nothing ever again. So in September, October, November of 2021, he got really depressed again, and he kind of just stopped. Like, he stopped pushing his music, he stopped making TikToks, and it was like he was going back to when he wasn't trying at all. This was the first time I kind of got mad at him. I never once complained about him not doing music or not working. Like, I had so much grace for him, and I still do. So if he ever didn't do it, if there were periods of time where he wasn't trying, I never really said anything. I didn't care, because again, I knew he would do it eventually. But this phase, I got kind of angry at him, because he put this music out, and then he got depressed. And I had been through like dealing with his depression for a couple years at this point. And so you kind of get desensitized to it. You kind of get angry at it. It's a really, really tough situation to be in. But I started to be like, hey man, you need to do something. Like, you gotta figure this out. And I started to be a little bit harder on him. And honestly, I think that's kind of what he needed, because he started to slowly make changes little by little to get back into, you know, the swing of things or whatever. And eventually we moved out to LA, literally like less than a month ago. And he was like, Dani, I really need to start posting on TikTok. I need to promote these songs that I put out. I want people to hear them. And we were sitting in the living room, and he was like, okay, what's a creative way that I can like make a TikTok about this song? Like, what's something interesting people are gonna watch? So he makes up this like stupid joke song, and he puts it in the beginning of the TikTok.
This is Dani. She has a big butt. She's also my wife and a big YouTuber, and she loves me so much I don't even understand. My name is Emin, and I'm fat, and I also don't have a job, but for some reason she believes in me, and I don't know why. I wrote the song, and I released it, and I couldn't have done it without her financial support, and I want to show her that people like it too. But it's not the song you're listening to, it's this one, and I'm gonna play it in a 1, 2, 3, 4.
And so we filmed this TikTok at like midnight. And it's so weird when you look back on stuff that changes your life, because you never expected to change your life when you're doing it. We wake up the next morning, the video is like blowing up, and it's getting like hundreds of thousands of views. And we were like, oh my God, like it's happening again. Like, remember we had that video with 1 million views the year before? We were like, oh, it's probably gonna get 1 million views. Like, oh my God, that's crazy. If it got 1 million views, like that would be so cool for the song. I really hope people listen to it. We were not prepared for what happened, because the video got 10 million views and counting. Countless celebrities, influencers, musicians commented on it, and thousands of people started listening to that song. And for the first time, it was like the most vindicating thing that anybody could experience. People were seeing what I was seeing. People weren't calling him a loser. They weren't calling him lazy. They weren't calling him a leech, but they were listening to his song and saying, oh my God, this is so good. I can see why your wife supports you. Oh my God, guys. I can't explain to you how good that feels. Like, not even just as like, haha, you're wrong, like I was right. Just because of how deserving Emin is of it. Like, his talent is just so real, and to have people see it is like, yes, like it's what he deserves. And so every single major record label hit him up. Every manager, talent agencies, people are asking him to go on tours. His song was getting so many streams that it became #1 on the Spotify Viral 50 chart, which means it's the most viral song in the world, not just in the US, in the world. And it's still #1 right now. It's been like that for like 3 days now. The song now has 1.5 million streams, and it got that in a matter of days. So he hasn't gotten off the phone. His life is changing before my eyes. He's getting offered to tour like this entire year. He's gonna be gone so much, which like I'm kind of sad about, but I knew this was gonna happen. So like, it's fine. I'm just, you know, trying to mentally prepare for it. But it's just crazy. Like, it's crazy when you believe in something and you see something and you're like, no, I know this is gonna work. I know it's gonna work. Just go, like, follow your dreams. I will pay for everything. I'll take care of it. And then people think you're stupid, and people think that your husband isn't talented, and people think that it's a horrible idea, and you're gonna get a divorce, and you're gonna lose all your money, and you're gonna hate your life and whatever. And then people get proven wrong. It's the best feeling. It's an amazing feeling, and I think it's just gonna keep going up. So if you have a dream and you really believe in yourself and you have people who believe in you, #1, lean on those people who believe in you and thank them for believing in you, because it's actually really hard to believe in somebody when nobody else does and everybody's telling you you're crazy. But #2, just don't give up. Like, if you have confidence in yourself, you can do almost anything. And if you put in enough effort and time and work, and if you have, you know, the talent to do whatever it is that you need to do, I think you can get there. And if nobody else believes in you, I do. Okay? I don't know you guys, but I believe in you guys. And I think that you guys can do whatever it is that you want to do. So yeah, that's the story of how everybody hated my husband, and now they love him because he's gonna be famous. And I'm so proud of him, and I'm so lucky. And I hope you guys all come see him on tour, because he's totally gonna tour like this entire year. Okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you in a couple days. Goodbye.